Welcome back. Newly revealed text messages obtained by investigative journalist and Fox News contributor John Solomon show former FBI counterintelligence agent Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, an FBI lawyer, and then she was a former FBI lawyer, and also then FBI Assistant Director William Priestap, worried about sharing sensitive information about the Trump-Russia probe and the probe into Michael Flynn with the Obama administration. Senior analysts and strategic analysts are now asking, does the concern in these text messages reflect their concern that President Barack Obama had ill will and negative feelings toward Michael Flynn? Was that the reason the investigation into Michael Flynn was kept open when the FBI wanted to shut it down? Let's break all of this down with former FBI Deputy Assistant Director Danny Coulson. Danny, first your reaction to this news about these text messages. Great to have you on. What's your take on this?
Well, my take is they should have been talking to him about a pending case anyway. And remember, the agents in the field said there's no case here, and Strzok told them not to close it. What was the context? Was it after the White House, before or during their contact with the White House? So there's a lot of questions here. The FBI is not supposed to be a show and tell organization where you run up and say, look what we're doing. They were way off the reservation and should never have done that stuff anyway. So I have serious concerns about their behavior here and, of course, in other areas, too.
Let's go through the text messages that John Solomon got. January 3rd, 2017, Peter Strzok texts Lisa Page saying FBI top official William Priestap, like us, is concerned with oversharing. Doesn't want Jim Clapper giving CR cuts to the White House. All political, just shows our hand and potentially makes enemies. And then it seems like Peter Strzok was referring to evidence of the investigation into Michael Flynn. Lisa Page texts back saying, yeah, but keep in mind, we were going to put that in the documents on Friday with potentially larger distribution than just the DNI. Then Peter Strzok texts back, the question is, should we, particularly to the entirety of the lame duck U.S. intelligence community, with partisan axes to grind? I mean, so it looks like, you know, the comments that Strzok is making just shows our hand. You know what I mean? It just seems like there's a big backstory that the American voter is not seeing and what was going on with the FBI communicating with the Obama White House. Do you think that President Barack Obama wanted to keep the Flynn case open, and when the FBI wanted to shut it down, because he was the one who got Flynn fired as his DNI back in 2014. What do you think?
What I think is they follow the rules. The rules say the FBI does not talk about pending investigations, and there's no other reason to talk about that case except for politics. And they were way off the reservation. They were dead wrong, and they should have known better.
You know, Danny, let's listen to Attorney General William Barr talk to CBS's Catherine Herridge on what happened, about how top officials at the FBI and the Obama administration, he says, were so wedded to the narrative, so aligned and wedded to the narrative about Trump-Russia conspiracy and the probe into Michael Flynn that they drove everything to a preset conclusion. Watch this.
These are very smart people who were working in the special counsel's office and in senior levels of the FBI. So what drove them here?
Well, I think one of the things you have to guard against, both as a prosecutor and I think as an investigator, is that if you get too wedded to a particular outcome and you're pursuing a particular agenda, you close your eyes to anything that sort of doesn't fit with your preconception. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably the phenomenon we're looking at here.
Danny, your reaction?
Totally agree. Follow the evidence. Don't come to a conclusion or some principle and then adapt the evidence to that. Follow the evidence, let it take it where it goes, and then present it to a grand jury. If you've got a case, you got it.
All right. Danny Coulson, come back soon. We love having you on.
Thanks. Appreciate it.